Well, I'm not sure how well this will show up, if at all. But last year I said, hey, that tree's got a bit of a lean to it. Well, it leaned all right, it fell over. And unfortunately, in the process, knocked this one over too. But, I'm not sure you're going to be able to see much of that. So what I will do, those make nice chairs. So what I will do is, I'm not sure you can actually see any of this because it's pitch black still. So I will get this bloody fire going because it is a tad cold. So I think it's only about -5. So let's see if we can get a fire going here fairly quickly. Right. It's always nice when you get a flame on the first strike. Now I'm going to need my axe with me today, so let's pick up some of these little bits. Since trees fell over, I might as well make use of some of these little pieces that you have here. See, because it's parks, they'll just come and cut this lot up for firewood and cart it off someplace. Well, I might as well make use of some of the little bits. I did put a bunch of paper in the bottom of there, but I'm not sure that's doing so well. Let's see if we can't convince this to do a little bit better. Well, that ain't doing too well at all. Well, I'll be. Well, that sucks. It is bloody cold and it's a bit damp. Well, that sucks. I thought that was going to get going better than it did. As I've said to people in my videos before, what you see in my videos is what you get. It's not heavily edited bullcrap to make it look good. This is reality. This is what you get. Yeah, I thought that last one would actually get some of those bits of paper going, but apparently not. So let's try this. That looks a little bit better. I wanted to dig this fire pit out before I got going with it, but I bought my spade. There's a bit on the rock solid side. Let's put it that way, mate. There we go. Now we have something we can call the fire. Yeah. A whole bunch of these little pieces. Make use of those. Oh, she's right in the middle of it. Oh, yeah. this fire going, because like I say, it's about -5. This fire pit hasn't been dug out for some time, I can tell. It's been a whole bunch of small pieces that I can do something with. So I just looked at the inside of that tree that fell over there, and she's a bit rot. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this. This is why these trees, it's still pitch black o'clock. Look, it's a shame because that was a decent sized tree. But if you look in the middle of this tree, here's the outside wood. Look at the inside rot. That I don't know if I can break a bit off and show you. I probably could. Oh yeah, that came down with a bang, that's for sure. Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, look at that. Inside of that tree is absolutely rot. And as I've said in many of my other videos, always look in the bottom of those trees, because that's where you'll find really good firewood. I will use some of these. Like I say, Park slowly cut this up and pretty much dump it, because this is not good firewood. You're not supposed to cut and collect firewood, but since that is pretty much going to all get chewed up and thrown away anyway, I don't think I'm going to worry too much about that. I'll just trim up some of the little bits. Right, we'll get a good fire going and get some breakfast going. Right, well, the fire is getting going. As well, it was a tad chilly, to say the least. Yeah. So cold, in fact, I think I'll do my coat back on. Well, we have a fire going. Some of these rounds here, the tree last year that I thought was going to fall over did, and this is the size of the tree. Got some decent sized rounds out of that. These will actually make excellent chairs. We'll keep those for chairs, we're not going to get rid of those. Yeah. But unfortunately it took this other tree down, which is a real shame, because that was a really nice tree. I like that tree. But every tree reaches the end of its life, and this one was rot in the middle, so if it was a good strong tree it wouldn't have fallen down. Now this one over here, this is the one last year that I filmed, and you could see the ground had started to lift. I could see it, well, the roots this side, you can see they'd actually rotted through. Look, yeah, see that? Look at that, that's a tree root. Look at it, just, that ain't going to hold up a big tree, that's for sure. Yeah. Right. Oh, that's a shame. But it lets light through, and there are smaller trees in here now that will grow and take up that space. So that's how forests work. So as always, I will say it again, once you light a fire, it's your fire. So let fire soak and stir. Always make sure you have enough water to put the fire out. So I am going to get this fire going. Get some bloody heat in it. It's a bit smoky because I just put some of the bits on the ground that I just found. I don't think they're particularly dry yet. Either way. Where do I put those? There we go. Yeah. We will see if we can get that going a little bit better. Dry some of these bits out here. There we go. Let some air through. Good way to start the day though. Before we actually warming up. So this was a bit, I wanted to dig this fire pit out, but I know that this is full because I can't see the holes around the side. Clean out the air hole. that one's frozen. That one's not too bad. To get a good fire going, you need air in the bottom of the fire. Yeah, I can see some of the air holes now. The thing is, if you don't have good air at the bottom of the fire, it ain't going to burn properly. So it's only about -5, but I can tell you it's still chilly. Whole bunch of these nice dead ones just laying over there, so might make use of them. That was me thinking today, I don't know if I bought enough firewood with me. Enough firewood there to last about 3 weeks. Well, I guess if you was to cut another up, it'd last. That's about 3 or 4 days worth actually. It always looks like a lot, but it invariably isn't. Right. Let's let that do its thing. Let that warm up. Oh, it's a real shame that tree came down actually. Changed the skyline here a bit. That's for sure. Yeah. Missing the big tree out of there. Right there, that one. The inside of it is rot. That's the trouble. They only live to a certain age, but these stumps that they cut off of here, they're like 2 feet tall, these things. Yeah, make excellent chairs. Oh, there's another one there. I just noticed there's another stump there that somebody's cut off or something. Yeah. I will take it. We'll have a good campfire today. We'll burn up some of these little bits. I just found a whole bunch of little bits of garbage on the ground, like bread tags and stuff like that. Whenever I get to a site, I always have a wander around, make sure everything's nice and clean. That all looks good up through there. Yeah, nice. Starting to lighten up a little bit. It's almost sunrise now, and my fire is going good. Get some bloody heat. Right, I'll get back in a bit. Well, since it's early morning o'clock, guess what time it is, people? Tea time. So life is always better by a campfire, and I can tell you now, it is. I haven't done this for a while. Feet in front of the fire, nice cup of tea, hard to beat it. Oh yeah, that's good. I think what I'll do, I'll put that down there for a second. I'm going to sit and enjoy that. Yep, I guess I didn't need to bring that log with me. There was me thinking I didn't have enough firewood. Yeah. Oh. Good cup of tea, that's for sure. I love the tea. Gotta have it. It's mandatory. feet in front of the fire. Good cup of tea. Hard to beat. That's a nice cup actually. A friend of mine bought me this. It's one of my favourite little camping cups, that is. Nice, isn't it? Right. Oh. And that is a good way to watch the sun come up, that's for sure. It's just about, it must be lightening up because I can see it over the top of the mountains over there. It's just lightening up, I think. We will take that as good. I'm going to sit and enjoy this fire for a little bit. See if I can set this up somewhere out the way. I don't know if I can put that on there. There's a tree stump there. Let me put that on that tree stump. Assuming it doesn't fall over. Yeah, that might fall over. Let's try that there. There we go. There we go, that's better. She's doing pretty good. Those pieces I put in the bottom, I thought they would catch pretty good off one cotton ball, but they didn't. So. You never know. At least that for a chair. That's quite the chair, eh? Yeah. Yeah, they need to leave these here. And because they're big like that, chances are people ain't going to cut them up for firewood, that's for sure. Yeah. So I think we need to leave these here. That'd be good. I think what I will do, so just move them back a little bit. There we go. Clean up that fire hole there if I can. Put some air in there. There we go. Oh, very nice. Right, I can undo my coat a bit now. Well, that's a good start to the day. Oh, something I wanted to add. I don't know if anybody saw my other video where I was talking about the situation in New Zealand with that hiker that went missing. They've found more progress now. They found more bones further upstream, obviously, and that Celine Kramer, her name was, and Jared found some bones a few weeks back, and they went upstream and they found a few more. They actually found a car key as well, which they verified as her car key, so pretty certain they've actually found her. And what I'm amazed at, and I don't know who found it, but whoever it was, hats off to you, mate, because it was good. They actually found a tooth. They found a tooth in an active riverbed, and it's quite a decent sized riverbed with gravel banks and log jams and all that other stuff, and somebody found a tooth. That is amazing. When I heard that, I thought, wow, that is just insane. Absolutely insane. So whoever it was that found that, well done. That's some serious work right there. Yeah. So, yeah, at least the family gets some closure now. But they found a car key, so they're absolutely certain that this is who it is. Yeah. My theory, I think, was correct. She was probably hypothermic. They always say hypothermia is the silent killer. And it is. You've got to watch it. It'll sneak up on you. And, she was out there. She wasn't dressed for the conditions. She was dressed for basically a young lady out hiking around the waterfall. They tend to dress to impress, not to dress to survive. And she didn't seem to be, from what I can make out, she didn't seem to be prepared for an overnight. And why would you? I mean, you're only going to a local waterfall, which is a very short walk. It just shows you how quickly these things can get out of hand. So there you go. She lost her phone, ran out of water. she spent the night under a tree trunk, similar to one of these big tree trunks, and she'd have been hypothermic by morning. Yeah, not probably not bad, but once your core temperature starts to drop, your thought processes don't work as well. And she was also out of water, which was the crucial thing. So she would have heard the water, she'd have gone down to the water, and I'm pretty sure that she would have remembered that just downstream from there, down the river, there's a dam, because I believe at one point she was going to walk down to the dam, yeah. And so she knew that downstream there would be a way out, so she started to go downstream. Now maybe, who knows what happened once she got to the water. I'm certain she got to the water, and I'm certain she drank some water. So she would have been following the river down, because the river banks down there are pretty brutal. And somewhere down that way, somebody did find some footprints at the time that she went missing, some size 7 footprints. I can't remember the guy's name, but they did find some footprints down there, and so she clearly went down that way. And it was a smart thing to do. She was following the river down, and it was the easiest way to walk. But whether she fell in, got wet, whatever, I don't know. But once you're hypothermic, if you get wet, it sneaks up on you real fast. You start shivering, you get that violent shivering, as I've mentioned in some of my other videos. You get that violent shivering. Once that starts, you're really in trouble. You need help, and like right now. And the next thing that tends to happen when you get to that stage, you'll shiver violently for probably about 5 minutes, maybe a bit more. But then this is where nature plays a cruel trick on you, because your body will start to feel like it's overheating. And I can tell you now, the majority of people that are found with hypothermia are found naked or almost completely naked, because they're convinced they're overheating, so they will actually take their clothes off. And of course that just makes it even worse, because now you're going to get even colder and colder and colder, and you will very quickly succumb to hypothermia. And what tends to happen is people will curl up into a ball to try and keep warm, and they fall asleep. That's it, you're dead. And I suspect that is exactly what happened. So but she was up on the she was up out of the river valley. As I've said in some of my other videos, the one place you do not want to be in cold weather is next to a river, because that's where the coldest air is. And as the river's flowing down there, it's moving cold air too. So if you've got hypothermia, you're going to get cold. You're in the coldest place you could possibly have found in the area. You went from somewhere that was reasonable to somewhere that was really cold. Now in good survival training, you'll go down, you'll get a drink. If you have a container, you will fill it up, and then you'll get the hell out of the river valley and get back up the bank the way you've come. So yeah, unfortunately I suspect she went down to the river and probably tried to follow the river down, which was based on the knowledge that she had, and probably the skill set that she had, was not a bad response. Don't get me wrong, that's not a bad thing to do, but that is the worst place you could be if you're mildly hypothermic, because it'll creep up on you fast. And that is exactly what I think happened. I think she just got too far into the cold, and that was it. Once that happens, there's no go back. Yeah, you need help like right now. So, yeah, it's a shame, but it does illustrate the point that even with the best made plans, she only went out for a little day trip, side trip, kind of go take some photographs kind of thing, and ended up in a bad situation. At least now they have some closure. And the guy Rob, I can't remember Rob's last name, Rob and his dad Tony, absolutely amazing people. They put so much time and effort into it. If you haven't seen their videos, I will see if I can find the link to his channel. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it, because that guy and all the volunteers and that, they put so much time and effort into that. It was stunning, absolutely stunning. Yeah. And yeah, Jared Boys found the bones in the river, and hey presto, now the family has some closure. It's no longer a mystery. So, yeah, hats off to you guys, well done. And to the guy that found the tooth, I have no idea how the hell in an active riverbed you found a tooth. That is amazing, absolutely amazing. Yeah, that's some skill right there. That's what you call observational skill. Yeah. Right. The other thing I'm going to observe is the fact that my fire is now nice and toasty warm, and I think I'll let it die down a little bit, and I'm going to get some breakfast on. So on today's breakfast, but nobody can guess what's on for the menu. Let's try sausage rolls. Oh, that's nice and warm. Still got a bit too much flame that side, so see if I can use the heat this side. It's a little bit better. Still a lot of flame over that side. Trying to let it die down a little bit in there, just so it doesn't burn me breakfast. I want warm breakfast, not burnt breakfast. Yeah. Ooh, oh yeah. Gee hop. The good thing is when there's this much heat in the fire, it warms through pretty quick. Oh yeah. She's warming up nice. I want to heat it all the way through. Pretty good, that's for sure. Yeah, like I say, you can be out doing a simple day trip out in the middle of nowhere. If you notice, I've got all my pack and everything with me. But, here I'd be fine, but there's some trails around here I might wander off on once I've had some breakfast. And always make sure you've got your stuff with you. Like that young lady, you never know when things are going to go wrong. But, she was smart enough to have a garbage bag with her, so she made a little waterproof, and my suspicion is she probably also did that to try and keep it a little bit warmer. Hypothermia will catch up on you. It's called the silent killer for a reason. One thing people seriously underestimate. Oh yeah. Oh, that is hot. So we will have that. Yeah. Oh my god, that is so good. As I've said before, you can cook these at home. You can do them with everyone you want. They taste so much better on a campfire. Oh god, that is good. All right. I will get back to you in a minute. Let's some clean 2x4s. Just use those up. Make good firewood. They burn fast. They burn hot though. They're great for making coals for cooking. That's for sure. They do burn fast. So those bits of wood, they're not a long-lasting fire. That's the other reason I bring them with me. Use them up because we have an abundance of them, and also gives me something good to do. I'm going to sit out here and enjoy this. That was a decent sized tree to come over. Look at the size of the logs out of it. They're about 2 feet tall, these things. Yeah. Smoke's a pain. Smoke's decided to come my way. Right, let me switch this off until the smoke moves around the other way. Yeah, you can go away, Mr. J. Yeah, yeah. There's a J just come up. I got no food for you guys. trouble is they get used to people feeding them, and then they don't go and find their own stuff. I can see another one up in the tree over there. Nothing for you, Mr. J. Let those flames die down a bit. Way to spend the day. Drink a cup of tea by the fire, eh? Talking of which, there's another one in there in a minute. I'll drink all my tea straight away then. Oh, comes a froze. Yeah, I see you, Mr. Crow. Sometimes this is the best thing you can do, you know. Just come and sit by a fire. Make yourself some breakfast. I think I will set that up there. I'm going to find another one of those. That was so yummy. I think I'll make another one. Let's come to this side. I'll come to this side this time because the flames have moved over that way. So I'll come to this side of the fire today. So you don't want to be cooking in that. You want over here. The thing I like for this tray is I can then, once that's hot, I can just move it over to the side here. Yeah. Go away, Jays. Buggers have seen me cooking. See, they keep an eye out. They know you're now cooking something, see? Yeah. Bugger off. You're not having nothing, so get lost, Jays. Yeah. You'll be careful, because if you leave food on the table, those guys will come and steal it right out from under your nose. Yeah. They're buggers like that. They said it was going to be a sunny day today. It's cold. It's -4, -3 probably by now. But they said it was going to be sunny, and it looks like it is. So once I've done breakfast and I've burnt through that little bit of firewood that I've got, I'm going to go off and explore some more trails. Yeah. Yeah, like I say, shame that tree came down, but not what you can do. Move those bits around there. There we go. Big piece there. Always try to keep an eye on your fire. Woo, Batman. Make sure you've got no coals and that falling out of the fire. Oh, she's heating through nice. This one needs digging out. I know there's a lot of ash in it in here. But once I finish with this, once it's defrosted in the ground, I'm going to see if I can dig that out of it. Thing is, there's nowhere for me to put hot ashes and that around here. So I've got to soak them right down. It's a shame there's no snow, because That's what I usually do when there's in this situation, is I'll dig them out and I'll just bury everything in snow, make sure it's absolutely frozen. Yeah, that's hot. You can keep your hand over the fire for too long, it's not hot enough to cook. This is hot enough to burn, so I want to burn breakfast. So I've done this one, I can take this grate off. Yep, she's good. Let that cool down. Another piece of 2x4. Like I say, makes good embers for cooking, that's for sure. Right, I'm going to enjoy this, have another cup of tea in the moat, and watch the sun come up. It's nice now. The sun's coming up over there, look. It's good. Excellent. Right, let me enjoy my breakfast and I'll get back to you. This is just a little reminder of the stuff that you should carry with you when you're out and about. I have spare batteries and what have you for the camera, a good compass, waterproof bag to put it in, headlamp of course. I love this headlamp. This is a BioLite one. The reason I like this one is the battery pack on the back. See the little connector? You can actually use that as a pass-through. That's your battery and your lights on the front there. You can use that as a pass-through, so I can actually put the pack, the power pack that I have in there, plug that straight into there, and I can literally walk all night with it. I've got all the cords and I've got a spare battery in there. Most important thing, of course, is teacup. Everything I need. I have all my survival gear in my pack. I have everything on here, bear spray obviously, want to make sure you've got bear spray. Today I have a metal shovel with me so I can sort this fire out when I've finished. It's a shame there's no snow, like I say, because then I could dig this whole thing right out. Unfortunately I can't today because I'm going to make it better than it is, but normally I would just dig it all out and bury everything in the snow, but it's too dry around here at the moment. So yeah, can't do that, so I will burn off the rest of this firewood. This is the kind of stuff you need to bring with you. We also have today, I have my little hatchet with me, my fire kit, so I can put out fires and stuff like that, with my campfire kit. But this is the kind of stuff you need to have in your pack, and this is the kind of stuff that, you know, people that they have their cell phones and they go, oh yeah, I've got a cell phone, I don't need all that crap. And but then when you lose your cell phone, like that young lady did, now what? That was a disaster that was very easy avoidable. Yeah. Right, always have gear, and more importantly, know how to use it. Right, I'm going to do some more in a bit. Let me just show you why this tree failed. Look how rot all this is. Look at that, rot as a turd in here. And as I've said in many of my other videos, places like this are good places to find nice dry wood. Look at this, loads of little chunks in here, loads of bits. It's a shame. I didn't realise that tree was as rot as it was actually. The only thing holding that tree up was the outside. The inside of that tree was completely rot. Yeah. So, yes, just shows you, eh? Looked like a good solid tree, but it wasn't. Right, but, I don't want this fire to flare up too high, so I will not put any more on just yet. Alright people, we've got one more cup of tea left, so cheers. Time to have a nice cup of tea by the campfire. Feet by the campfire, nice cup of tea. Hard to beat that. Anybody that doesn't do this really should, because it is an amazing thing to do. Just make sure to do it safely, and always have a good strong cup of tea. That's Yorkshire Gold, absolutely gold. Yeah, perfect. Don't get much better than that. Oh damn, that's good tea. Oh, it's nice and hot too. I made that quite early this morning. Right, I will do some more in a bit. Looks nice now. Somebody asked me what that noise was. Let's see if I can. That's actually a crow's, believe it or not. Yeah. Ooh, that's nice and warm now. How can you beat that? Yeah, no. The only thing that beats that is that. Look at that. Oh, that nice tea, eh? Yummy tea. Nice cuppa by the fire. Yeah. Yeah, he's sitting up in the tree up there. I don't know what that means in crow speak. I know if you're sitting here and the crows all start making a huge racket and what have you, then that's time to pay attention. Yeah. They'll warn you if there's anything bad about. Yeah, they're good like that. Oh. Right, so my fire grate is cooling down. My tongs burning through the last of this bit of wood that I got here. I've got about 4 or 5 more of those to go, and let that die right down. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit, so not going to be here too much longer. Once the wind starts getting up, I just let the fire die right down and then soak it right down. Now, as a rule, see the wind picking up? Yeah, I can use those other big logs there as a bit of a windbreak actually. So, yep. Always make sure that your fire is done, dusted, out, soaked, stirred, shoveled, you know, whatever you got. If you've got snow, put it on there. If you haven't got snow, then soak it down. That's why I always carry buckets of water in the car. I've always got a few gallons of water in the car. Right, I will do that. I wonder what that actually means in crow speak. He's up the top of that tree. I know where he is. He's up there. If anybody out there watching this knows what that actually means, let me know, because I'd be interested to know. I hear it all the time. Yeah. Not sure what it means. I know this means the wind's getting up. That's a bit of a pain, but right. Let me keep an eye on this fire. Make sure nothing blows out of this fire, because we got a lot of material over there, and that's, yeah. Last thing you want is a bunch of sparks in there. Right. Okay. Let me let this die right down, and we go from there. Just because that was getting a little bit sparky, what I've done is there's obviously something in there that's sparking, so I don't want embers and that flying out of this. And they do. They will jump out of here, and they'll go a good distance too sometimes. So I've put my cooking grate back across the top to act as like a shield to help stop some of the bits from leaving the fire, just in case. Anything that's small enough to go through those grates isn't really going to be too much of a problem. But put it in the grate over the top like that, it really does help keep the debris where it's supposed to be, and that's in the fire grate. So you've gone from clunky clunky to squawk squawk. If anybody knows what that means in crow speak, as far as I know, because I hear that all the time, you'll hear two, and then the distance there's another one that also replies with two. Oh, there they go, off over there. So the one that was replying has just come way in the distance. I can actually see him sat in the top of a tree. You probably won't be able to see him. There's a gap there with a bit of light right on the top of that tree. That's one of their favourite perches. Every time I sit here, I see them sit up in the top of that tree. So that was obviously one of their good lookout points, that is. Yeah, so the two seems to be calling their buddy in. Yeah, which if you think about the old, remember the old 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for gold, 4 for boy, 5 for silver, 6 for gold, 7 for a secret never to be told. Yeah, so I don't know whether that holds true or not. I don't really know, but either way, yeah, you get the two, and then the other one will respond with 2, and then they both bugger off. So who knows? Yep, crows are amazingly intelligent. Like, anybody that underestimates crows really doesn't understand crows, because those things are very, very clever. Yeah, they'll use sticks as tools, and they'll warn you if there's anything bad in the forest. If you hear a bunch of crows going absolutely nuts, pay attention, because they're telling you something. Yeah. Right, yeah, whatever was crackling in there seems to have stopped crackling now, so I can move that grate back across there. But that's a really simple thing that you can do if you've got a big cooking grate with you. Just stick it across the top of the fire, but it helps make sure that nothing's coming out of there. Oh, time is getting on. I just put the last little bits of the firewood I have on there. I'll let that burn down. Yeah, it'll do its thing. That's just flared up because I just put a bunch of them small pieces on there that I just had left over. There's one piece of 2x4 left in the bottom. Let that burn through, and we let it all turn down them coals. Make sure everything is out. Right, camera was a bit cold there. Right, so fire is soaked down, stirred some more. I have another litre of water to put on there. So I think the temperature has dropped, because it sure as hell does not feel like -5, it feels colder. Right, so I will put that on there. That's how you leave a campfire. I'm going to put I got some more water to put on there. I've just put a gallon of water on there. Let it sit for a bit. I've stirred it right up, and then I'm going to put some more water on it. Right, that should be good. Thanks for coming along. The sun's looking nice now through the trees, eh? Doesn't that look nice through the trees? I'll take that. Ooh, that's a bit bright. Let's move over that way a bit. There we go. Yeah, that's nice up through there. Right, thanks for coming along.